Welcome to the Spirit Podcast, and this show is brought to you by Ivy League Brand.
Yeah, that's right, guys. We have an official sponsor. Go check them out at ivyleaguebrand.com, ivyleaguebrand.com. Use promo code Spirit Podcast to get yourself 16% off your purchase.
And the link will be in the description to go to that website, and thank you very much. Enjoy the show.
Oh shit, shake that ass, my moving like you gypsy. Stop, roll, back it up now, let me see your hips. Oh shit.
I'm going into this podcast with a lot of confidence, as you could say.
Yeah.
A lot of confidence was brought up by your family just now.
They're a supportive group of people. That's what happens when you get Italians in one room.
They're just bashing.
They're just
bashing.
I'll tell you what, right now, shout out real quick, Ivy League Brand. I walked into my fiance's house with my Feed My Ego hat and this shirt on.
Dude, you're so swagged out.
Dripping swaggo.
And
after I got home from the gym, and of course I had my AirPods in, so I look like a douche.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm wearing Feed
I
My
don't talk
Ego.
broke, bruh.
Yeah. So I don't speak broke, so I look like a douche. I got my AirPods in, I got Feed My Ego on my head and my chest, and they tore into me.
What do you think the exact meaning of Feed My Ego is? Because I know I've asked my buddies at the gym, and they got a couple of definitions.
I think didn't John say it's just all about being arrogant. Like, you're the best. We're the best. You're the best. Promote you're the best.
Okay, because what my buddies and I are kind of looking at is like, Feed My Ego is like when you're you know how you look at someone in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, like it's almost like keep looking at me. You know, keep looking at me, feed my ego by saying, like, you're always going to be watching me and, like, kind of in that
you're always
going to
want to be me,
Yeah,
bitch.
exactly. That's what we kind of made up.
Well, that also touches on a little bit, like, what I was trying to say when we had John on, your coach. It's, like, my mentality in the gym. And what I keep saying to myself, like, in the car and in the sauna while I'm, like, sweating my ass off, is they're shaped... I'm clay, right? They know I'm learning.
Yes. Hell yes, dude.
They're fed. I'm hungry.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They're good. I'm gonna be better.
Okay, here we go.
And they fought, and I'm still fighting.
Dude,
I'm never gonna tire. That's
yes,
my mantra that I keep saying over and over again to myself.
Let me see this. I totally wish you would have said that, and I would have got a little like a beat going.
It's like, oh, hit me.
But you're still fighting, never tiring. This shit never ends, Sam.
Yeah, it doesn't. No,
this
it
shit
doesn't.
never ends. That's what
does
my buddy and I, Jack. You know who David Goggins is?
Yes.
Huge fan of that guy. He's definitely he can sound definitely arrogant in a way, which I guess he would love Ivy League Brand for that. But in some situations, it's a need.
Well,
You need to be like that.
from his standpoint, he was a Marine and shit, and also obese. Like, he was fat. So, like, if anyone deserves to be arrogant, it's a guy that was a Marine,
100%.
retired, obese dude who's now a lean, mean fighting machine.
And I think the problem is, like, I don't think a lot of people. It's funny because I started off this podcast saying going to this show with a lot of confidence, but sarcastically. But I think that's a huge issue. Is a lot of people, they don't have the confidence in themselves.
100%.
You know, and I think that's one thing when you're always working under someone.
Yeah.
You know, and it's almost like you're in school for your whole life. You know, like taking orders from teachers, taking orders from other people, you know, but you really never kind of take an order for yourself in a way. Oh, that sounded good.
Yeah. Joe Rogan said on his podcast, he's like, you got to cut those people out. You know, he's like, if you have a friend or someone that's like, oh, woe is me, bullshit, blah, 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 okay, you can do that to an extent.
Yeah.
And then when you give them tools to help themselves and they don't take it and they still go, oh,
like,
woe
what
is
should
me.
I do now? What should I do here?
Go fucking try.
Yeah.
Fail.
Is your whole
try.
life a fucking problem?
Exactly.
I love that video.
Yeah, try, fail, try, fail. That's what you keep doing. That's how it works.
Yeah. No, every failure is it's
learning.
It's a learning aspect. And dude, one of my favorite things was about our last podcast with John is, like, we asked that question that we're starting to ask every guest is, if you were 10 years old, what advice would you give yourself? And he says, I wouldn't give myself any advice.
Right.
Because the reason I'm here today, the reason I'm doing what I am doing is because I went through all that shit. I'm like, whoa. See, I was like, so in a sense, you would give yourself no advice. He's like, no. Because everything that I needed to learn and everything that needed to happen to me happened for me to be here.
Yeah, I think he said if any advice you would give is to say keep trying.
Yeah, fall,
just
get
keep
up.
trying.
Fall, get up.
And I mean, that's like, I think I've said it to you about like dating.
Yeah,
It's
you're right,
like,
dude.
you know, that's where I am at with my fiance right now. It's because I tried, I failed, I tried, I failed.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it my all. I gave
Yeah.
someone my all. I told them I loved them. I told them I want this and that, and they failed
Yeah.
me. Okay, fine, but I'm gonna pick up, move on to the next thing.
Pick up.
Just
That's
keep
a
doing it.
very that's hard for me to understand that concept of dating though.
Yeah,
You know,
it is
because-
sketch.
Because it's sketch because you're involving someone else's feelings. You know, because that fall and fail isn't always going to be them breaking up with you. It might be you breaking up with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like that constant, like, hey, like, hey, there's feelings involved here. You know, but obviously it's good to take that kind of
And that's
mantra
hard.
going into other things.
Like especially when you start the relationship,
Yeah.
to be the one to end it is so hard.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because I mean, like, okay, I've dated a lot of women. Mm-hmm. I've started a lot of those, almost all of them,
yeah.
and I've ended probably about half.
Well,
of them.
it's usually the guy's kind of standard to start something.
Are you toxic men right now?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, that video's fucking bullshit.
Boys
Dude, you
will be
can't talk
boys.
to a girl. So we're all gonna die alone.
Dude, everybody is just
people.
complicating way too many things.
It is. I
nowadays.
sent you that meme today. There's 28 genders on Facebook. How could you get it wrong? It's so easy, Chris. It's so easy.
Wait, I thought that was a sarcastic
No, that's
post.
real.
Oh, we're reading those genders.
That
right
is yes.
now.
Read those genders off.
Read
Those are
those.
that is what Facebook has as its options
You
when you
sent that to
sign
me
up on
on
Instagram on your
Instagram.
personal one.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that
I
is-
thought this. It's pretty simple. There are only two. What the fuck am I looking at?
28
Okay,
genders. Read them off.
agender, androgen,
I want
and
you I want you to
androgynous.
tell, androgynous, yeah. I want you to tell me
Bigender.
when you know one.
cisgender, cis female, cis male, cis woman, cis man, cisgender man. What's the difference? Cisgender female, cisgender man. So there's a difference between a cisgender male and a cisgender man, and a cisgender female and a cisgender woman. Female to male. What the fuck is that? FTM, gender fluid. Okay, I actually know that one. Gender non-conforming, gender questioning, gender variant. MTF, neither, other, trans female. Okay, so what's the difference
Pangender.
between a trans star female, but then a trans no star female?
What
Tran-
about the yeah, exactly.
What's the difference between a trans man and a trans male?
All I know.
Two spirit.
Yeah, all I know is that if you're not okay with it, you're a douchebag.
What the fuck?
And I obviously voted for Trump. That's all I know. That is all I know for sure. Is that if you believe those things, you obviously voted for Trump and you hate everybody. But, you know, whatever.
Where did
How did
this...
we get on? How did we get on?
I don't know, dude, but this is always my question that comes back to this is just like, how and where did everything go wrong?
Where did it all go wrong?
Like, do you think it started off when it was like, where did it start? Like, when do you think it's like with kids, like when you say you can be anything you want to be? You know, it's like participation trophies. Like, that couldn't have been the start of it.
Well, no, I think that is like a bigger picture. It's like you get participation trophies and then it teaches you that you never lose and you're never wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that's also with like the degradation of religion. Also, is like people say that religion is bad because it shames people or it tells them, you know, they're sinning or whatever. Well, it's like that's the point.
What do you think a lot of these people that are going with these genders to themselves are more our age? Or do you
I don't
think
know.
they're
I
more...
thought I saw something the other day that was saying that millennials are much more conservative than previous generations.
Really?
Yeah.
Because, like, I could totally get where it would be, like, our age because our age grew up with social media. And,
Yeah.
you know, you're seeing so much more, like...
You're exposed to a lot more.
You're
yeah.
exposed a lot more. That's what I was
and I
trying
think
to
it's
say.
like
You're
it's
exposed a lot more.
It's a gift and a curse because like social media has given us a lot of
Yeah.
perspective on a lot of other people's lives and struggles. And when used right, social media can be a tool for learning as far as like when people don't, and John said it, when people don't use Instagram or Twitter or Facebook as a highlight reel, when they actually use it for like an actual telling of someone's life. But I think social media just made it a lot more accessible for people to just see what their life isn't, and that's and can be negative.
And we fall into that category too, man. Like, I'm not gonna put a picture on there that I don't think I look good in. You know, it's just I get it for sure, because I know you do it. I know everybody does it. They put a picture up there that they want to actually look good in, right? Because like half the time you're not gonna, the people that are liking that photo, you might never see them again. You might only see them once a year. You might see them, and it's a dating app. Instagram's a dating app in a way, you know, like sliding the DMs. I know a lot of people that met on Instagram. So it's just, that's just how it is, man. And it's like, it's not really something that we should be worried if it's going to change, but it's just, I think it's so new. You know, a lot of people don't realize how new social media is.
You just have to be so careful. Like, any advice that you can give to anybody about social media, especially if you're young and fall into the demographic of like a high school, middle school. And I'm sorry, if you're a parent and you listen to this show and you have your kid on social media under the age of 17, I would curb it. I would curb it to something like Facebook and make sure that you know what's going on their Facebook. Because it's just so dangerous.
It is.
It's so dangerous. And you got to explain to your kid bullying. You have to explain to your kid cyberbullying. Like, I understand that physical bullying in a school can be something that a lot of kids deal with and drives them to suicide. That's tough as is. But you have to explain to them cyberbullying. If some prick says something to you on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Omegle, whatever the fuck it is, don't take it seriously.
No, not at all.
So it's like, because they're there to do that.
Yeah.
They're going to do it to you, or they're going to do it to someone else.
Because they got nothing else better going on
I've
in their
literally
life.
been attacked for making a joke about a Trump post on Instagram, and I'm pro-Trump. But it was a joke. It was like a joke, and everyone just like thought I was against Trump and just started berating me. And then a couple people stepped in and were like, "Guys, he's joking." Like,
well, dude, it's like,
you know, it's an attack mentality.
During the fight night, which is another thing we could also talk to, but we'll get there, is like we were watching the Fight Companion, and something happened in the fight, and everybody would just like immediately went to like the one decision that everybody was thinking of, because you couldn't really see the camera.
Yeah.
But that happens a lot in sports, and you like, there's two decisions, either this way or like, let's say it's out of bounds or it wasn't out of bounds, and people are looking at the news that way.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a big thing, because they're not getting the full story. Because like a news story, I feel like there's 100 different things that actually happen. There's 100 different things that are actually portraying it.
It is sometimes amazing how you're in my brain.
Fuck yeah.
Because that's one of my topics.
No shit.
If you want to go right into it,
dude, let's fucking go. Sink it.
So I don't know if you are aware 100% of this Jussie Smollett situation. Have you heard about this?
Is that the girl
guy?
Kind of. Okay, never mind. I do not.
Okay, so Jussie Smollett is an actor. He got his break on the show Empire.
Yeah. Okay, I know.
Okay, so you know about this? Okay. So you know, it comes out. I have something from Breitbart News that has the timeline of this whole thing. So for those of you who don't know, and if you don't know by now, this is kind of crazy for you, but you should know. So this guy claims that while he was in Chicago, because I think he's from here, while he was in Chicago during the polar vortex, mind you, so it was like negative 10 degrees, negative 15 degrees here. He, at 2 a.m., after leaving a Subway restaurant, got attacked by two guys in masks with MAGA hats, Make America Great Again hats. They punched him, put a noose around his neck, bruised his ribs, quote unquote, and said this is MAGA country, and may have called him the F word for gay people. I don't even want to say it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, because even though I don't really use that word in like a angry way, people will say I do. So they called him this and they beat him up, and then he was, during this attack, was off camera from, like, you know how Chicago has cameras on the corners and stuff. He was not on camera, but he was on camera before the attack and after the attack. Before the attack, he had a Subway sandwich in his hand. After the attack, he had a noose around his neck and his Subway sandwich still in his hand. So weird, right? I instantly called bullshit.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you got brutally attacked,
you're not going to still be worrying about Subway.
Exactly. I mean, I love Subway.
Yeah.
But let's be real.
I don't love it that much.
So here's the timeline of events that Breitbart posted. NAACP blames President Trump for alleged racist, homophobic attack on actor Jussie Smollett. So they immediately, and I'm saying, dude, like
They blame the police.
no, they blame Trump.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
They blamed Trump. So a bunch of like Democrat government officials instantly started to blame Trump. Cory Booker demands the House pass anti-lynching bill in response to Jussie Smollett incident. They all called it modern-day lynching, which I don't know if you know what lynching is, but that's when they would take a black person back in the old days
And just fuck with them.
and fuck them up and hang them. Maxine Waters blames Trump again, saying he promotes this type of act. Jussie Smollett said, my doubters would probably believe me if I said my attackers were Muslim, Mexican, or black. Jussie then said attackers targeted him because he comes hard against Trump. Like, he says all sorts of, like, anti-Trump things. I'm pissed off that people won't believe I was attacked, is one thing he said. Then, on February 16th, Chicago police believe Jussie Smollett paid 2 men to stage the attack.
Oh, my fucking God.
So that's where we're at, dude. The Chicago police have done an investigation. They questioned 2 guys that they believe to be the attackers who end up being friends with him, like in the show he was in. And they live in the same apartment. Yeah. They live in the same apartment as him.
So they're roommates.
And they're black Nigerian.
And they were roommates.
No, they weren't roommates. They just lived in the same apartment building.
Okay.
But they're like 2 very large black men. Okay. The noose that was around, the rope that was around his neck, I guess they traced that he bought it. So all this stuff is coming out.
So he literally
lied.
Because I saw highlights of the interview, and it was like him crying. I'm putting my fingers up, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And I swear, because I heard a little bit about it, like how he paid them off. But I saw the interview, and it totally looked like an actor crying.
Yeah.
100%.
Good actor, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't watch the show, but I guess he's a good actor.
Well, I mean, you're on the Empire. That's a good show.
Yeah.
I don't like. I guess it's popular. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
But what the fuck?
Right, and I guess actually what just came out is that he sent a fake hate letter to himself a couple weeks before this event.
How
So
distraught do you have to be with things to?
My point is like this does serious damage to actual victims.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Like I'm not going to sit here and say that every person that voted for Trump is a Boy Scout. I'm not going to say that racists didn't vote for Trump, because I'm sure they did. I don't get why people call Trump a racist, but let's just play devil's advocate here. I get it.
Yeah. It's hard to see from their perspective
Right.
as much as
And
they
I'm
want.
sure there have been racists going out and seeking people of color to do this type of thing too, or go out of their way to say a comment.
We're not
to
saying
someone.
this couldn't ever happen.
No, of course not. This could totally happen. But that's my point, is that this could totally happen, and this whole thing just takes away from validity to people who this does happen to, like every woman that cries rape.
Yeah.
When it doesn't actually happen.
So what do you
The
think?
little boy who cried wolf is a real story, yo.
So, what do you think if, let's say, this dude was wearing a MAGA hat, walking down? He was a Trump supporter, right? Walking down the street with his Subway, and 2 guys that were Democrats attacked him. What do you think?
If it was legitimate, I don't know.
No, let's say same exact thing. What do you think?
Oh my God, the Democrats would have a field day. The government official Democrats would have a field day, and I truly believe, and I want to believe, that Republicans would condemn him because this is insane. Like it's terrible. It paints everything in such a negative light. It's so stupid, don't you? I mean, isn't that dumb?
Well, it's just like, okay, the evidence is coming out where it looks like this was staged, 100%.
Yeah.
What, even if it did, let's say the attack didn't happen, it was like his friend staged it and all that, but nobody knew about it, right? Like the evidence never came out and people actually believe that this shit happened. What positive light would it bring in any way? You know, either way, this is a whole totally negative situation.
Right.
Right.
Well,
so what
it,
kind of things was he trying to bring on by this, even if it did work?
If let's just say it did work.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, if it did work, it would just paint every Trump supporter. Oh, that's what the media would do, is try to paint as every Trump supporter as some racist homophobe, which is what they're trying to do. Like, the mainstream media says that if you believe
it's just adding on.
It is just adding on, with a high profile victim, because he's a celebrity. That's all it would be. It would just be a high profile victim. But, like, that's the thing. It's like, this guy does this and says that every Republican's just, like, some racist, bigot, homophobe. And then, like, Kathy Griffin goes on Twitter and asks for the heads of high school kids who are not even adults, and she's fine. Like, that's cool. That's fine. We're not gonna like ban Kathy Griffin from Twitter, even after she posted a beheading video of Donald Trump. We're not gonna ban her from Twitter. It's crazy. Like, I think if reverse the roles, if this is a Republican,
yeah, exactly. That's what I always like to see these things, like, reverse the roles.
If a Republican paid for someone to get his ass kicked, and then say, you know, there's a bunch of Democrats who said, you know, blah 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 blah, and it turned out to be fake, this story would never stop being told.
Oh, it would have a totally different consequence going on.
Oh,
right
absolutely. But I'm very proud of the Chicago PD, because they said if Jesse is lying about this, he will pay full extent of the law.
Yeah.
Because he's wasting.
So what would the law look like if you're like?
It's a felony.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
False reporting crime and wasting government resources to investigate a crime is a felony. So I would hope he would be brought up on felony charges and arrested.
So do you think they almost planned it in a spot where it wouldn't have been on camera?
100%.
Because cameras are fucking everywhere, and especially in the streets of Chicago. Like, you can't walk down a street. Like, so I really think.
Well, they say you spend about 70% of your day on camera.
Yeah. So for the fact that this one incident
took place outside,
to happenly. Is that a word? I don't fuck it. Be in a spot where there is no camera, in a dead zone.
It's weird. It's weird.
And he's still holding the Subway sandwich with the rope around his neck.
Yeah. Like, Subway's not that good.
Like, we're not saying this shit couldn't happen.
No.
Like, this could totally happen.
But my point is, it takes away from the real.
Yeah.
Because now, if that shit happens, everyone's going to be like, Cause, like,
it's the kid who cried wolf, bro.
Exactly.
It's like, the kid who cried wolf.
Crying rape when it's not real, crying this when it's not real, and it's so stupid. This guy, I hope, faces full extent of the law, because it's just ridiculous.
Now let's just say, I mean, let's hope he does face the law if he is actually lying. If it turns out where this shit is real, then fuck. That's
fine, then.
That is awful. I feel super bad for him.
We don't wish that about anybody.
Not on my worst enemy. But we are very fact based. Obviously, we go for the facts and not emotion. And I think that's...
Can't trust your facts. You gotta trust your emotions, remember? That lady.
Yeah, what the fuck was with that? I saw that shit. But... So that's the thing. We're not saying this shit couldn't happen, and we're not saying if this is true that we'd be like, oh, no, that's fucked up.
No, he doesn't deserve it.
No, doesn't deserve it to happen.
Does.
No, exactly. Even if you're a Trump supporter or a Democrat supporter or whatever, this just doesn't deserve to happen to you whatsoever. But if he is lying, that's fucked, dude.
Let's get him.
Let's get him.
Get him. Get his ass. Because, like, it pisses me off when everyone just goes, oh, you voted for Trump. You're a racist, xenophobe, homophobic douche canoe. No, I'm not. Like, I'm not. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I think we've said it before in the show. Gay, straight, whatever. Be happy.
Dude.
Cool. You're not hurting me. Be happy.
Like, you do you.
Transgender is a little different story, because I think there's a psychological problem there, but God bless you. Again, God bless you. I don't care. Like, dude, I hope you find peace.
Yeah.
Whatever you do.
And that's
don't care. I don't want to see 2 straight people making out at 6 a.m. I don't want to see 2 gay people making out at 6 a.m. Okay?
Yeah, it's the same type of story. Like, either way, we're not going to fucking want to watch this shit.
If this truly happened to him, shame on the people who did it. If this didn't happen to him, get him. Get him.
I wouldn't say that because we're fucking 2 white dudes and he's black, but, like, shit.
No, I'm not seeing color here. I don't see color ever.
But you know people are, dude.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because it's sexy. Well, some kids kidnapped an autistic kid and beat the shit out of him and recorded it. And they didn't even charge them for a hate crime. They were, like, saying all this shit to him about being autistic and shit. No one said anything to him. I think it was even here. Happened here. It's a weird state we live in, bro.
Fuck that shit, dude.
How much do you love dogs?
How much do I love dogs?
How much do you love animals?
Dude, I love my dog
Okay.
more than a white bitch loves her pumpkin spice latte on a windy autumn afternoon.
I don't know. I really love pumpkin spice latte. I know what
But I really fucking love my dog, bro. What's your point?
Because I was driving for work, and I'm at a red light, and I pull up next to a guy, and I look over at him, and he has three massive labs in his car. Two are in like the front seat. One's looking at me and barking his head off, and the other one is looking at his owner, licking his face while he's at a red light.
Yeah.
With
So
the third one also in the back, barking its head off.
So you're saying, what are you saying by this?
Too much
Too much dogs in vehicles. Too much love
like,
going
I
on.
don't want my dog licking my face while I'm trying to operate a heavy machinery. Like it's aggressive. It's
Okay,
I loved my dog, but he sat in the back. You know
No,
what I'm
100%.
saying? Like,
No,
it's
like whenever I
dangerous.
bring my dog in, like she's always kind of nervous when we go in my car, and she loves to sit on my lap, but she's a fucking 70-pound dog.
Yeah,
That
it's a
shit's
big
not gonna
dog.
happen. So I just put her in the back now. So yes, I understand where you're coming from, but why don't you love dogs, bro?
I think I just have a bad taste in my mouth because my dog hated me. I think
Okay.
that's what it is.
I think that's what it is too, man.
Because my dog would never lick my face. My dog would never spend time with me.
Like, my dog is my best friend sometimes, dude.
My dog would walk in my room, look at me, and then pee on the floor and walk out.
Dude, I swear there's a huge difference. I call them ankle biters. I think your dog was a little bit of an ankle biter,
Yeah,
not gonna
He was
lie.
9 pounds and barely
Yeah.
up to people's shin.
And even I have an
Yes, you do.
ankle biter. a
Smaller
little
than my
Yorkie.
old dog, yeah.
And I definitely love Cleo, my golden retriever, more. I'm sorry,
Ooh.
Coco, but it's just how it is.
Hope you don't hear
But
won't.
it's hard, dude, because it's like a grown up, bigger guinea pig that can't really do shit that actual dogs do.
this. Yeah, no, you can't fetch.
Like, you
That's
can't
small.
fetch with that dog. It'd take them an hour. Like,
Yeah.
to fucking run with their little legs. Like, I don't know, dude. When you think of a dog, what do you think of? Like, I think of a lab.
I think of a lab.
Like
I
a
think
golden
of a
retriever. Yeah.
German Shepherd.
100%. You
That's
don't
what
think
when
about...
someone says I have a dog, I instantly just go to those three.
Yeah, you don't think about a little purse dog that you
No.
fucking fit in your purse and, like, that you put them in stores and shit. That's not a dog. That's like a
Sorry.
fucking bird in a cage.
My Spirit podcast does not condone the
No.
owning of a dog that's under 9 pounds.
And don't get me wrong, they're the cutest little things ever, but, like, the actual definition of a dog, like, I don't know. Like, I just really don't see them in that kind of category of something that, like, what's a dog? A dog's a man's best friend, or whatever. Like, whatever
Woman,
you call 'em. Yeah.
cisgender,
You know what I
trans,
mean.
fluid.
But I
Robot.
get your point with that.
It's too much. It's dangerous.
Okay, especially when driving.
Yes.
Okay, so you're more talking about when they're actually like driving.
I'm just
and
saying, I'm
where it
not
can
going to
cause
sit there.
danger.
I'm not going to sit there and take that as a dog owner. I'm just not going to sit there and take
Yeah. Oh no, I wouldn't either.
like-
As much as I love my dog, no, that's why I make him sit in the back.
3?
Like,
Do you need to own 3 dogs?
how sad are you? I'm just kidding.
It's cats. It's an entirely different story.
What's your thought on cats?
I think they're assassins.
Really? Not even my cats,
I
dude.
think they're assassins.
Not even little Marty.
No, I think every cat is an assassin. I just think that they don't assassinate because they're in an environment where they're being fed consistently. I believe if you take food away from a cat
Yeah.
to a certain extent, not even like full time, like you skip one meal, they'll turn into assassins. They will put a little hood over their
see-
eyes and then
I see
just start
cats
nailing people.
like you're growing up with that sister that never comes out of her room,
Mm-hmm.
and then when she does, you're
they're
always so
teenage
happy.
girls all the time.
Yeah, it's like a teenage girl that you're happy to see, but then sometimes they're like,
yeah.
"Fuck you." Then, like the other times they want to cuddle with you.
Yeah,
so
but then when
it's
they
like-
come out and like hang out with you, you're like,
yeah,
what is this? What is it?
it's like you live in my
And then when they
fucking
leave,
house.
you're like, oh, okay. Thank you for your time. Like, fuck cats. They're terrible. They're terrible. They are little assassins.
I get your.
They are miniature lions. Dog, like, I love Joe Rogan's Stranger Things. Whereas, like, you put a guinea pig in a room, in the middle of the room with a dog, and the dog goes to touch you, like, hey, no, he is our friend. Okay, yes, he is our friend. He is my brother. I will protect him. Oh, I can fuck him up. And then you put a cat with a guinea pig. Done.
Yeah.
It's over.
No, cats don't give a fuck, dude. I don't think cats have feelings.
No, they don't. They don't care.
Like dogs are the closest thing from humans from monkeys, in my opinion. Probably not at all scientific, but that's just from me. But I speak dog, I speak lab, German Shepherd, and Golden Retriever. I don't think that's a good point. Yorkies and like little fucking ankle biters I see as cats.
And I think they have that gene in them.
Yeah.
I think they have the cat gene in them when they're really small.
Like, I like a dog that's like, hey, if you go out in the fucking wild, you're going to be good.
I got
like
your back.
Yeah. Like, if I let you go out in the forest for an hour and then I come back, you'll survive. You'll be good. Mm-hmm. Coyote might fuck you up a little bit. You'll whimper back. Little Yorkie, it's fucked.
It's over.
It's fucked.
I once watched a hawk attack my dog, and my brother barely made it to grab him off the ground.
Yeah.
So the hawk swooped my brother.
Mm. Like when you want a dog's it'll protect you without a doubt. You don't see little fucking Yorkies or little cats run into your protection. Like my cat, we have 3 cats in my house.
I've
Lucy,
only seen one.
Yeah, exactly. Lucy, Marty, and Skunk. Right. My cat is Skunk. My brother's cat is Lucy, and our family cat is Marty. My cat Skunk, he only trusts me, and maybe my dad. Like that's it. Any stranger that's in the house, he sees them spurts.
Really?
Yeah. They're
weird.
It's just how it is.
But dogs, on the other hand, hey,
dude, Cleo.
Oh my God, Cleo is up my. I think it put its nose inside Sarah.
Yeah,
it was really uncomfortable.
Yeah, and we have a picture of her doing the same exact thing to me. But
weird.
She's just the fucking cutest little thing.
Oh yeah, she's adorable.
But
dog.
My Yorkie, little Coco, 9 pounds, snorts like a pig. It's not that cute sometimes.
No, it's not.
It lays around like a cat. When it pees downstairs, it really never goes outside. Yeah, it's like you can't try to teach a Yorkie paw. Can you teach a Yorkie paw? No, I don't really think so.
I don't think it can balance on 3 legs.
No, and
pretty sure it just falls over.
It has a hernia that pops out. It's like the weirdest fucking thing, dude. Like I don't know. It's just that's a good what is in your definition a dog? Comment down below if you agree with us.
Molly.
Yeah, like when you think dog. What do you think? Do you think German Shepherd, Lab, Golden Retriever, bigger dogs actually protect someone? Like, do you ever see a good-looking girl walking around with a German Shepherd, or like a family walking around with their kids and a German Shepherd? If anybody tries to touch those kids,
it's over.
Oh, the German Shepherd will fuck them up, dude.
Yep. You have to speak to the thing in German.
Yeah.
Zai. Yeah. Like, oh, okay, sorry. We don't eat him. We don't eat him.
Yorkie walking around with the Yorkie,
sure?
Fucking pick it up and toss it. Then get after those kids.
Yep.
But you know what I mean? It's
exactly. No, it poses a difference. It's like, oh, we don't want to try and go after those people. They have a German Shepherd.
Yeah. It's like that. You ever walk past a German Shepherd with one of those families? Like you look at it, looks at you back like, yo, if you come near, that's a bold move, Cotton. That's a bold move. Like fuck, dude. That shit's scary.
Well, German Shepherds were designed to do that.
Oh
they were made to do that.
Like Doberman.
Oh my God.
Or
my
Rottweiler.
My neighbor has a Doberman Pinscher. Oh. And the first one he had, I don't remember his name, but he literally stood at least up to my ribs.
Yeah.
And I'm 6 foot. This thing was just pounce, bark.
Yeah.
It was huge. Bark. Yeah, I mean, it spoke English. It didn't bark,
Speak.
it said bark.
You ever see that vine where it's like, speak, fuck.
Exactly. I was up in my front room where we have a massive window and it looks out to my neighbor's house. Mm-hmm. And this dude came in this white van to deliver something. It was a FedEx guy. Gets out of his car, shuts the door. Bounding and galloping from the backyard is this massive Doberman Pinscher. Runs to the border of his electric fence and just barks.
Yeah.
This guy stops dead in his tracks, turns around, gets back in his car. He was just I saw him call. I was like, I'm here.
Dude,
Please.
I would have done the same exact fucking thing.
But Brody, that was his name. Brody.
Brody.
The sweetest little thing in the world. Just a kind-hearted dog. And he thought he was a lap dog, but his head was the size of mine.
That's what I love about the big dogs. They think they want to be lap dogs.
My 9-pound dog bit at that dog.
So there's actually
him.
a thing. Smaller dogs, I know for a fact, Yorkies do. I don't know. They don't realize how small they are.
No.
It's just it's psychologically, they have no idea. They have no idea their size or at all. No. So my dog fucking picks fights with my other dog, and it's like, my other dog looks at it like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I can fuck you. We played like chew toy. I could use you as a chew toy.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, no, he went up and bit him right in the leg. And this dog, and Brody, like, jumped back and then looked at him, and my dog just didn't get it. I'm like, Trevi, get over here. Trevi. It's like, get over here. His collar has a spike on it. Get over here.
I remember Trevi, man. Holy shit. That
Poor,
thing was.
a little cancer got him.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, you shithead.
You
fucking douche. It was rough at the end. He was just pooping and peeing in the house. He had no idea where he was at. He had glaucoma. Couldn't see dick.
God damn.
It was so bad. It was so bad. He was skin and bone.
That thing was, dude. You try and pick him up, you break a rib.
He would scream.
And it's not because you're afraid. It's just because it physically fucking hurts.
It was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I can't pick you up. Like, when we'd pick him up, we'd have to, like, gently scoop him behind.
Underneath him.
And then, like, grab his chest and make sure we didn't touch any of his limbs.
Stirred him.
And then just gently put him down.
That's one thing cats do have on dogs. You can fucking toss those shits. They're fine.
Yeah, I don't care.
I really do think
they're part assassin.
The 9 lives. I really think that's a thing.
Part assassin. They just put their hood up and then fuck you up.
And they come up for food and there.
That's it. I'm telling you. You skip one meal for your cats. Dead.
Oh, dude, like they
Your
know
dog,
when it's mealtime.
The small one, dead. Guarantee you.
Yeah.
Because they won't turn on each other.
No.
They'll stay together. They'll figure a way to open the door and they'll leave together.
Dude,
they give no fucks.
I don't know, man.
Goosh.
What do you think of people with like
multiple cats?
Fucking like tigers as pets, or like fucking jaguars or Komodo dragons?
First, I think their problem is they need to stop selling drugs. Because the only way you have that much money and the stupidity to buy one is either you're a professional fighter.
Yep.
Shout out Mike Tyson. And you sell drugs. Like, that's it.
Did you ever hear the story on why Mike Tyson got a tiger?
Wasn't he in jail? And, like, the guy's like, I can get you a tiger.
Yeah, it was literally like,
inmates.
Yo, you got a tiger? That's fucking cool. I want a tiger. Like, that's exactly how it went down.
Done.
And, like, his friend's like, okay, I got a guy. Tiger. Tiger bound.
Yeah, what? Joe Rogan pulled up. I looked it up. Because I was listening to it. I wasn't watching the show. But I looked up the picture, and Mike Tyson literally in his boxers.
Yeah.
Massive bulge. 2 tigers on chain leashes.
Yeah,
it's like,
dude.
how are you going to
get... alpha can you get?
Are you going to get in a ring with that? Like, if I beat him, do I have to fight the tigers next? Like, what's...
How do the tigers not fuck him up, though?
They're well fed. Literally.
I think that's the only thing.
That's it.
It was like, you feed me, I don't fuck you up.
Well, he said
Handshake,
that
fair.
he had them since they were, like, babies.
Oh, man. Well, you can't put them back in the wild. Because they'll get fucked up.
I once saw the most heartwarming video of this tiger that was in captivity from a pup, like a little cub. Saw its trainer for the first time after being like in captivity and like started rushing him, and I was like, oh shit, world star. And then it just like put its paws on his shoulders and started licking his face. I'm like, that's ultimate power.
Yeah, dude. Like 5 years in the wild, it comes back. What's up?
I remember you.
Yeah, right?
Oh my
that dude took a bold move by wanting to see that because he might be that tiger like, fuck you, bro. No, I'm eating your ass.
I'd make sure there's like sniper there, sniper
right.
there, sniper there. I don't care what happens.
Click a button, you're done.
Exactly. Yeah, no.
Dude, that's one thing I think there's a problem with, especially around hunting and conservation, is like a lot of people see like when they like all these cartoons are coming out, all these things are coming out like bears, the wild tigers, like, oh, they're friends.
No, they're not.
No. You want to talk about monsters, bro? There they are. Fucking
right
grizzlies
there.
standing 14 feet tall. One swipe, there's your kidney.
Did you see the alligator in Florida?
Yeah.
That is a skyscraper on feet.
On the golf course.
Yeah.
22 feet. 22 foot.
You play through? Do you play? You wait? You play through?
Yeah. You let the fucking alligator play through.
Like, oh, that's my golf bag.
Yeah. That's my golf.
It's $2,000.
That's my golf cart, dude.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah,
dude,
you don't
just
fuck with
walking.
That. Just what's it? Isn't it like Big Ed or something? That's the name of the alligator. Some shit.
Oh my god.
Fucked up, dude. That's
those are monsters.
Those are monsters. They're the oldest creature. I think they're like prehistoric. But you know why they're still around? They're the perfect killer.
Well, do you know that hippos are the most dangerous animal?
They are. That's funny to me.
That's just they're so stupid. But you ever see those fuckers in like attack mode?
Yeah, no.
They got fucking fangs
For
some shit.
For days. They're messed up.
Oh,
wild is
dude.
crazy shit. My grandfather went on safari a lot. Like he would hunt African game, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, dumb! Your grandpa killed beautiful." Yes, he did. He did. God bless him. He did, and he was loved by every village in Africa.
Oh,
because he
100%.
would come and take this big game down, and he's not going to travel across
the
Atlantic, Pacific, whatever ocean it is, with the meat. So he would give it to villages, and he fed villages. My grandpa was a hero. You fucking PETA bitches.
That's just, people don't realize there's just way too much accessibility of food nowadays.
Right.
It's just
Pennsylvania
stupid.
is just teeming with deer, and their wildlife conservation are assholes and aren't giving like deer licenses out to people.
Oh, dude!
At one point, they had to like hire hunters to come hunt them because they're just killing people
we
in
were
car
walking
accidents.
In the forest preserve about a couple miles back, and there was like signs and flyers up. We are hiring hunters to get rid of deer for conservation.
Yeah, you gotta kill the old to make room for the
It's
new.
just always how it's been. That's
because
why they're
not
there.
like humans. They don't give birth to
No.
maybe one. Like deer probably give birth to one, but like bears give birth to multiple.
There's dogs, there's deer, and then there's fucking bears, bro. We don't fuck with bears. We don't fuck with lions. We don't fuck with any of that shit. Some people choose to. I don't know. They're idiots. But deer,
Fuck up a bear.
they're there. There's certain animals that are just fucking there, and there's nothing we can do about it, you know. But then there's animals that they're there and they're made for us
to
I
destroy.
No, damn it.
In Texas, they're literally Ted Nugent, God bless him, has a helicopter company that will fly you over these roaming gangs of pigs to shoot from a helicopter.
Yep.
I want to do that for my bachelor party.
Oh
So
my
bad.
God.
It's like, what'd you guys do? We shot pigs from a chopper. Want some bacon? That's the best. You gonna tell anyone you can top that bachelor party? I don't even care.
I can't hate on that because that'd just be so fucking badass. Because there's just way too many
There's
of them.
way too many, and they
and it's-
destroy crops. They destroy livestock.
Yeah.
They destroy all that shit.
And that's just how it is, man. And it's just like I said, there's some stuff we don't fuck with. There's some stuff that's there for us for food, and I guess to shoot out of choppers. And then there's shit we gotta be friends with.
America, I'd do it tomorrow. So I went to yoga.
You went to Pilates, I thought.
Yoga. I said Pilates in front of my mother.
Okay, fair.
It's a long story, but anyway. So I went to yoga yesterday with the fiance.
Okay, was this at your gym?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was when I was like, "Where's my invite, bro?"
we could have gone. I wanted to go.
I was busy actually lifting. I'm fucking with you, dude.
We'll be right back to the Spirit Podcast. So I went to yoga at LA. I really wanted desperately to go to the class that was at 8:00 here, because I had a class here for 8:00, and I was like, what better way to end my night than to bust it hard at yoga and then pass out? You know, I thought that'd be a perfect end to my day.
100%, dude. Yeah, you went to a late class. Usually you're more of a morning, afternoon-ish.
I'm not. I don't know where you got that from. I never go in the afternoon. I always work out at like 6. Always.
Really?
Yeah. Always work out.
I
in the
always thought
afternoon.
you were a morning guy, dude. That's because,
Nah. Nah, I can't do it. Nah.
I apologize.
It's okay. You said it in front of John, and I was like, that's a lie.
Well, you should have just said it. You shouldn't have let him give you advice on it.
I know. Well, I had
You
corrected
wasted
him.
words.
I corrected him later. But
You corrected him. There's no correcting that man.
no, there's not. He's always right. Jesus Christ spoke. He's got long hair and a beard like Jesus.
He's a good-looking dude.
He's good looking. Fucker. Anyway,
Right? Fuck that guy.
so I didn't think much because he had a sweater on, and then he took it off. I'm like, oh! I was like, Mom! Anyway, so I went to yoga, and man, it was a little bit more than our class.
Okay.
A little bit more intense.
More intense?
We did different poses. We did a horse stance. Have you done that one yet? No. Where you basically
Were you
get
just
into
horsing around?
knee slapper. Hold on. There it is. So, you basically get into like your legs completely spread out. Like I would say almost to arm length.
Oh.
Not arm length.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying.
I feel you.
And then you turn your feet, your tips of your toes out, and then you squat into it and put your hands on your knees. Yeah, I'll give you a visualization. So you like.
We need room here.
So
He's
you
explaining
do,
this.
You do this,
Uh-huh.
Chris, and then you just sit like that, and then they wanted us to pulse into it. So basically, doing a mini squat
Okay.
over and over again.
We've done that to a point. We just haven't really done the squat motion.
Well, we did a Warrior 2 in talking about fucking yoga. We're so cool. So we did a Warrior 2 and a squat into it, but we like really put our hip out. So it was really deep into like the hamstring hip area. And man, I was trying my hardest and I just felt beads of sweat. Rolling, I was dripping onto my mat.
What's so weird about yoga class, dude, is like you see someone in that pose and they're fucking got like a half smile. And you're like, what?
Right? There's this one lady who pissed me off to no end because she's doing extra shit in the middle of the workout.
Yeah.
She's like doing arm workouts in the middle of Warrior 2. I'm like, oh, no one else is doing that, bitch. Stop.
She's got weights. She's doing fucking lateral raises.
And then we're in child's pose. No, we're supposed to be in like corpse pose. Which is just lying there because it's the end of the class, so you're just relaxing your body.
She's doing abs.
She's doing abs! Yes, fuck yes, fucking doing that. She's doing that bicycle thing where you like lean back, and then I'm like,
She's just, that's a
elbow knee,
fuck you
elbow
to everybody
knee.
in
I'm
that
like,
class.
is the instructor doing elbow knee? Stephanie, how about you fucking calm down, bitch?
Stephanie?
I was so, I don't know if her name was Stephanie. She looked like a Becky or a Susan.
How old was she? Because I could
At least mid-50s.
Exactly, because I could totally see her being like an older lady that's just like, I'm still in fucking shape. Fuck you.
But I tell you what, though, my tree pose was way better than hers.
Oh.
Better balance. I locked that shit in.
Well,
high.
dude, I think the difference between my yoga class and your yoga class, I actually never thought I'd actually say that sentence in my life, but I just said it, was I think mine, because it always says yoga. Wow. Yoga.
That lip.
Yeah, the lip is gone. And then it says fluid. And I think there was a lot of fluidity in the class that I go to. There's a lot of like motions, like we're in the stance, but then she wants us to be like motion with it. You know?
Ours did like a mix of kickboxing at one point. It was really weird.
Maybe that's what the difference
No,
is.
it was yoga, but like I don't know what this. It was like part of a pose where we planted on our right and then put our left behind us, and then like kind of fell into that pose. But then when we came out of it, we'd kick out and then go back. And we did that. Yeah, it was really weird. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But
did you like it more in our class?
No, because you weren't there, buddy. I was there with my fiance. I was like, fuck, I got him. It's tough. I don't like working out with her, man.
No, yeah, I remember us talking about this.
I don't like being subservient to someone else's schedule. And that's what like my big problem right now is because like I've worked out with her probably I went 3 days in a row. I went Friday.
Today's your off day too?
Yeah.
Nice, same.
Wait a minute. I went Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I went 4. Went 4 days in a row. And I think 2 out of the 4 I was like with her. So it's kind of like we drove together.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like what will happen is I'll go and sit in the sauna for a while. And you know my mentality. I'm better than everyone else.
Kiss.
Fucking A, man. You know my mentality. I'm better than everyone else. So I'll sit in the sauna, and if some guy comes in, I'm like, I'm fucking staying until he leaves. Fuck you. So,
Wow.
I will wait.
It's a bold move to say in a sauna, dude, because there's people that fucking live that shit.
I know.
Dude.
I've been in there for 20
Get a
minutes.
newspaper, the dude's eating a meal, like,
like,
fuck,
whoa,
I'm
whoa,
staying in
whoa,
here
whoa.
for a while.
You brought a carton of milk. Fuck you, Steve. Jesus. Put your dick away.
Put your dick. Stop playing with your dick.
Whoa. Okay, you're not circumcised. It's a pen with the cap on it. Got it. So my mentality. I'll sit in there until I'm the last person, and then I'll go out and work out. So then I'll start like my cardio. So I'll do 20 minutes on the bike.
Yeah.
Hitting it, watching my show.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling it, I'll go for the end of the show. The show's 28 minutes, so maybe if I'm feeling it, I'll do it.
Oof.
So finish that. Then I'll go hit some biceps because I have to. And then I'll go hit some triceps.
Arms every day. Every day is arm day.
Every
Shout out
day's
Bradley
arm day.
Martin.
Every day's arm day. Then I'll go hit triceps. Then I'll go probably do a bench, maybe a row, maybe a seated, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know.
Military press.
Sure, military press. I'll do that.
No, it's not sure, Dom. It's the fuck it is, okay? Don't say sure to me.
Chris is the Bible when it comes to the gym.
Fucking everybody.
Exactly, brother. So, I'll do that. And then maybe I'll get a second wind, or like I'll just keep talking to myself into another rep or another set or another workout or another 20 minutes in the sauna or another 20 minutes on the bike. But if I'm with her,
Kiss, kiss. What are we doing next time?
I'm hungry. Let's go. Okay.
Dude, you gotta drive separately.
I know. But like, it's
I respect you so much being able to do that shit.
Sometimes I want to stay until they close. Like sometimes I just want to stay an extra hour.
Like having the maturity to be with somebody in the gym and be like, hey, we're gonna do this now, or like, hey, we're gonna go, okay? And you actually do.
It's tough. It's tough.
No, like it's. Yeah. I know there's a difference, dude. You're training because you want to be more healthy, and I'm trying to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, so there's a difference, right?
Right.
But still, dude, like, I don't understand how you do it. Man, that freaks me the fuck out. That gives me anxiety, dude.
Well, I think with your lifestyle, if you were to date someone right now, they'd have to be in the same mindset.
Yes.
Because right now, I was never in the gym mindset. Now I'm getting into the gym mindset, but I've already started this relationship with someone where it's like, yeah, let's watch. Let's watch live PD and eat pizza on Friday. It's like, no, I want to go to the gym and hit fucking cardio and do the sauna for 40 minutes, feel shitty, and then just sit in that shittiness and be in that dark place.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Ow, fuck. God damn, dude. But, I love her, so it's fine.
See, that's what love is, dude.
That's what love is.
I don't understand that.
What is love? How do you feel?
Like, dude, like, man. Like, imagine, like, you coming into my, like, I'm mid-workout and like, hey, Chris, we got something to do. You gotta come, okay? Fuck you. No. Like, what?
You come after with a dumbbell.
Yeah.
I'd leave there with 45 across my forehead.
Yeah,
you said no.
That's, that's one thing I think that has something to do with why I'm not in a relationship. One thing, it has to occur to my lifestyle right now. Because no woman wants to be like, hey, by the way, I eat 6 meals a day, and all I can think about is this all the time, and you want to be with me? Cool. Not going to fucking happen. No. So I think that's I think I'm maturing.
And I have a podcast.
I'm maturing with that. And sometimes this bodybuilding shit can turn me into a selfish dick, and I'll be the first one to admit that. I was talking to Riley the other day, and I had to straight up say that, dude. And I'm glad Riley can feel that. But I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It just is what it is. But dude, respect for being able to do that, because that blows my fucking mind.
I'm not a me anymore.
Yeah.
You gotta really accept that. I'm not a me anymore.
How did I'm a
we?
What? How did you transition into that, man? Don't talk to me. Talk to the people. Like how was that transition?
You love them, and that's enough. It's like, because like at some point, like we had an argument yesterday, and like I'm at the point with her where it's like, I want to be right, but I also wanted her to be happy. Okay. So if I feel like I'm right and she doesn't agree, then I want to explain myself, and I don't feel easy unless I have explained myself. Okay. I can't sleep if I don't explain myself to her. At least so she understands, so we're not like there's no tension or there's no miscommunication. And I won't be the same until I do. Okay. Like my mood changes completely. So it's literally just like I love her. So I want her to be satisfied. Yeah. And as a man, it's going to get deep. As a Catholic Christian man, my goal as the... it's going to piss off so many feminists. As the leader of our household...
Out loud, dude. Say it fucking out loud.
As the leader of our household, and I'm not saying men are dicks to their wives and you have to do everything I say. No, but as the leader, as the person...
That's how it fucking is.
As the person who's the first line of defense, my job is to die to my wife. Mm-hmm. It's my job. It's my job to care for her, consider her, and look out for her well-being. And if her well-being is making sure that she is peaceful with me, that's what I have to do. So, if that means I have to leave the gym, or I have to do something I don't want to do, if it makes her happy at the end of the day, I die to myself. Make her happy. But,
dude,
I'll just carry that with me a little bit and then just go work it out and just in the gym, just lift like too much weight.
Well, dude, that's the thing, and I think that's the point I'm trying to get to. Well, listen, and I'm not saying if like obviously somebody really like needs me, obviously I will leave the gym 100% to go do that. If they really do need me and it's like a situation, I'm not that much of a dick where it's like,
right.
No, dude, fuck. Like if some reason needs me, obviously. But if it's like a simple reason, it's like, I don't know, man. My headspace isn't there.
Well, but that's fair because like my mentality for the longest time since I was in high school was like, I want to be in a relationship. I want to feel needed. I want to feel loved, and I want to have someone because honestly, as stupid as it may sound, at the age of 16, I felt like I'm going to die alone. Mm-hmm. That's what I felt. That's stupid. So I threw myself in stupid relationships that made no goddamn sense.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to stay out of.
Right.
Right now.
I mean, look at my sister and look at who she's dating now.
Yeah.
Both of them have only dated one other person.
Yeah. Your sister's probably dating the best man I know.
Same.
Yeah.
So, and the best woman I know. So, it's just about not settling and not rushing. So why would you want to get into a relationship with someone that doesn't understand your desire? Mm-hmm. Like, your desire not only is to be, like, a good dude, but it's also to be in the gym, to do this bodybuilding, to do this competition. Because why would you want to be with someone that doesn't understand that?
Exactly. And I feel like
because they're loving half of you then.
I need that part to be that man that I want to be in that relationship, if that makes sense. Like, I 100%. Don't think I could be the man, like, that you are to your girl right now, talking about all, like, you dive her and everything like that and support her. I can't be that without the gym part. No, it's just like it's
you.
Exactly, it's me. So without me, then I'm not going to be that supporter.
Right.
So it's like finding that word that's tossed out way too easily, balance with it. So but with everything, I'll admit 100% I am maturing as a man. I'm not going to sit here and say that I know everything, to say I know everything, because that's the worst type of person. Mm-hmm. I am maturing. I am not perfect. Nobody's fucking perfect.
No.
And I'll be the first one to admit that. So it's obviously something I'm working on. That if I could say anything that I'm working on right now, it's finding that balance with this whole thing that I take very seriously and I'm very competitive at, but also having the balance to be with people and not always be that my number one concern in a way. And it's like, it sounds like we're like, dude, it's just the fucking gym. Like, it's just like,
no,
like,
it's
chillax.
Not.
Like, it's not,
Yeah.
So that's definitely something I'll straight up say I'm working on without a doubt. And I think that's good for me. I think it's growing for me maturely to say that and be straight up with people that say I am working on that.
I mean, find someone that's as the gym is important as it is to you, that doesn't date someone that reciprocates that feeling.
Yeah.
It's not like you're a weekend warrior. It's not like, I work out 2 times a week for just fitness reasons. It's like I work out because I'm competing or I want to make a name or a brand based on this aspect of life.
100%.
You're not going to date someone that's like, okay, you're going to the gym, I'm going to stay home.
Yeah,
like,
it's more for me than like I said on the podcast before, like fuck the stage, fuck all that. I really do think this is, if I'm going to influence one way in my life, I really do think this is the main way I'm going to be able to do it.
Right.
And that's the main thing I'm thinking about in the gym. I'm not thinking about me looking all tan, jacked, and juicy on stage.
Chocolate face.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if that's the end goal, I'm not doing it for a good reason. Like,
right.
I have a purpose in the gym, and it's not for that. It's to be able to, dude, like, you tore your labrum. I really do think I can bring positivity and influence people in this way, and I really think that's the one way I'm going to do it. So from that perspective, I don't know how you can't respect the things that I'm doing in the gym, even if it can be a little selfish at times, but I'm trying to bring the best version. I'm working on the best version of myself, so at some point in time I can bring that best version of myself onto others.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I just wrapped it in a bow and put a cherry on top of it. Said happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
That's great. Ready to end this bitch?
You want to talk about Andy Stumpf real quick?
Sure.
Please.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Please, thank you.
Yeah.
I know you want to leave me. It's fine.
I don't. I'm good. I'm Gucci.
Dude, do you know what base jumping is?
I do. I know it's terrifying.
So to put it in simple words, if you don't know what base jumping is, it's, hey, I'm going to wear this thing on my body that I could basically flap my arms out, and there is almost like a wing, it's like a wingsuit connected from my wrist onto my, kidney that's then spread out to my feet. So it's like if you stand out there in like a Jesus cross position, you have wings on both in between your legs and from your hand go down to your feet or whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. But these fucking people, bro. Andy Stump, he's one of the guys. Legit jump off of fucking cliffs and fucking buildings and send it.
Full send.
They full, like, hey. Like, there's, like, yeah, obviously there's a parachute to get when they get to a certain point. But for the most of their flight, they're fucking flying, bro.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting close to the ground.
I saw this one video. I don't know if I sent it to you. This guy was, I don't know where he was speaking Russian. That's probably why I fucking did it. He survived enough to post the video, so that's good.
Amen.
But he was, I don't know if it was a Grand Canyon or what it was, but he was in these, like, this desert where this one mountain, it was just kind of like one of those in the middle of nowhere where it's just kind of there, and it's, like, not that tall. It's really not a part of anything.
Right.
But it had this small hole gapped in the middle of it, right?
Oh, God.
And he's, like, on this top of the mountain, and let's say that little other mountain is, like, 300 yards away from it, right? So this dude fucking sends it down this top of this mountain, gets about maybe 30 feet from the ground, and then rises back up and flies through this hole just the size of his fucking body. Right straight through it. Like, it's almost like you ever play Sonic Blast and you have to go through those rings to get the rings. That's 100% what it was.
Oh, my God.
And, like, if he makes one air, smack.
Dead.
Just done.
Dust.
And he's not with anybody.
No. Like, that's just I'm doing it.
And then he, like, sends it straight through the hole, and then he just, like, flies up the thing, and then just fucking lands.
I want to talk about being, like, a girlfriend to you.
Yeah.
Be a girlfriend to that.
No, not at all, dude.
No.
And, like, Andy Stump said, he's a good base jumper, every single person that brought up the sport of base jumping and invented it is fucking dead.
Every single one.
Not, like, from old age. From base jumping.
It's a life commitment.
What the
I just see. I'm not even that mentality where I want to do something that's going to end my life. That's not
Andy
necessary.
Stump explained it because he was a former military person.
That explains it.
And he said to be in a state of mind where you're only, like, let's say he was on a helicopter, you know, and they're saying 1 minute left, and then you stop thinking about the bills you gotta pay. 30 seconds until drop. Then you stop thinking about that stupid shit you said to your girlfriend, and then you fucking land. And you're only thinking about what's 3 seconds ahead of you and figuring out this problem and then going to the next problem. And he says the only way I could equivalate to that level of intensity and actually being in the moment is base jumping. And I was like, fuck.
Wow.
So.
Mine's yoga when I'm trying to stand on my head to not look stupid.
Yeah. So it's like being in they call it flow state.
Yeah, that is 100% flow state.
So I like the amount of mentality you have to bring to that shit, and the amount, because like he experienced the level of being there in the moment. Obviously, I know you gotta pee. I gotta pee too.
I'm good. Doing my best.
But yeah, that shit was crazy, dude. We can wrap this shit bit up.
I wanna. What are you doing?
I thought you were reaching for the card.
Oh no! I mean, if you want to do it, you can do it. I want to do nothing like that. I don't want to skydive. I don't want to base jump. I don't want to bungee jump.
I want to skydive.
You want to skydive?
I want to skydive.
Good fucking luck, bro.
I definitely do. All right, this
Full send it.
Spirit Podcast. Oh, our Twitter is @_podcast. YouTube Spirit Podcast. If you want to send any hate mail, please do. spiritradiopodcast@gmail.com. And Instagram, where I'm posting a bunch of funny shit. Better than Dom's Twitter podcast.
100%.
I'm just kidding. And then Instagram is Spirit Radio Podcast. Check us on there. 40th episode.
40th right now.
Holy shit,
4-0.
10 away from the Big 5-0.
10 away.
Comment down below what you think we're going to do. We have an idea what we're going to do for the Big 5-0.
Right.
And we said if we get 100 subscribers, I'm putting this live, Dom.
Don't, because it's not going to happen.
Okay, I don't care. If we get 100 subscribers by the end of 2019, we will live stream Dom and us boxing. I said it, ladies and gentlemen. Boxing. We will do that shit for our subscribers. I am terrified.
I don't want to get hit. I've only been punched in the face once, and it was by accident playing basketball.
Which bathroom are you going to, bro? Because I gotta go to a
I'll go
bathroom.
upstairs.
Okay, I'll go downstairs.
All right, guys.
Peace out, homies.
Thanks for listening. See ya.
Keep your hips